Hello interwebs, 'tis I, Sebastian Majoni, and this is F3G2, coming at you live from the back of the finest faces and phonies. You can watch or listen to us on goodgeek.com. I don't know if you're slumming. Let's start out. Justice League number 35. Lex is officially a member of the Justice League. Who would have thought that Lex Luthor, Superman's greatest enemy, would be made so much more interesting by making him Batman's greatest frenemy. It's the greatest thing. The art is great. The story is great. Aquaman has some great shining moments. Lex and Bruce are so wonderfully squared off against each other. It's just some wonderful stuff. And you get the, I've never seen Aquaman smile. He's in his element. That's not a joke, is it? No, Lex. So, great little line, because Aquaman's in the water and he's in his element. Is that a joke? And Batman's like, no, not a joke. He's actually in his element. I was serious. Love it. Batman and Robin number 35. Batman is on Apocalypse all by himself, hunting for the body of his son. When Batgirl, Red Robin, and Red Hood show up, they kind of hijack. They take out Cyborg because he can open boom tubes. So they take him out and use him to open a boom tube. He gets pissed, tries to stop them. Titus, Robin's Bat-Hound, gets in the way, and you now end up with Batgirl, Red Robin, Red Hood, Cyborg, and Titus on Apocalypse. Chaos ensues. And then it may be a little difficult to retrieve the body of Damien at this point. There may be complications in Bruce's plan. Oops. Speaking of complications, Batman Eternal, number 28. This book continues to be really good. We get some. This is a primarily Batgirl and you get a Batgirl and Red Robin, Red Hood storyline. You get Killer Croc, heartbreaking Killer Croc tale that launches Catwoman on her new career choice of family heiress to gangster empire, and it's good. It's just good. It's just good. I don't know what else to tell you. Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man. Things don't go well for Ultimate J. Jonah Jameson. Apparently, Ultimate Green Goblin is immortal. Possibly. So are the spiders. Nobody knows. And it looks like that may actually be Peter Parker, but it's complicated. And Peter Parker's not as good at keeping secrets as he thought he was, because everyone figured out that he was back. And I'm not talking like detectives and superheroes. I'm talking like Aunt May, Gwen, MJ. Everybody goes, no, here's you. So, really good story. I'm loving this. I don't know what this does for Miles' standing in the Marvel, in the Ultimate Universe. Now they're currently doing a crossover series where someone's killing Spideys, and we've got 2 Spideys in this world. So, anything could happen. Ms. Marvel and her faithful sidekick, Lockjaw. This book is just so good. G. Willow Wilson is, first off, it's a fun author's name to say. Oh, yeah. G. Willow Wilson. Sounds like something like from
sounds like something
like a 1940s radio show. It's like something like Little Orphan Annie or Daddy Warbucks. G. Willow Wilson, that was some good Ovaltine. Something. But it's fun to say. Anyway, regardless, I love the art on this book. I love the story on this book. I love this character. It really, for something that, when they first tagged, when they first said, hey, this is what we're doing, is the internet either yay or no over the idea of a Muslim superhero. They really you know, it's really just so character driven and everything is so organic that it's not one of those, because sometimes they do stuff and like, hey, we're gonna make a character be this, and then it's like ham-fisted. Look, you know, we'll throw in a reference to something from this kind of culture, but this is just really, really well done. So, yeah, it's a tricky thing to because whether it's when they go, oh well, okay, we'll introduce any character, because every now and then comics takes a look at itself and goes, holy shit, we're white and male. We are just testosterone-y, Caucasian-y mess. So every now and then they try and shake things off and they throw in, let's put some color in here, and let's put some estrogen in here, and then every now and then it takes the bravest of souls to go, do we broach religion? And everyone goes, religion in comics, here's the thing. Kitty Pryde and the Thing are Jewish. That's it. That's all you need to know. We're not going anywhere else. And lots of comics get Christmas special. So it was bold to do it, and it's so well. It's such a great comic that, like I said, it's all character written, all character derived, and this character is just adorable. She's just adorable, personality-wise, art-wise, and you just fall right in love with her and everything. She's a fangirl who's gotten powers, but it's so well written that she doesn't fall into the trap of being a Mary Sue. She's a fully realized person, and that's just great. I love that book. In case you couldn't tell. New 52, Future's End, has stuff happen, and things are there. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. We had some really great issues, and then this kind of slipped back into just that good. It's neither great nor horrible. There is a bit that made me stop and wonder, as I was like, what's going on? Because they've got Mr. Miracle hanging out with Fury, the daughter of Earth 2's Wonder Woman. But the way it's done seems almost suggesting that there's some form of relationship budding there. And as we know, there's only one relationship allowed for Mr. Miracle, and that is Big Barda. So no. Monopoly, McDonald's. The Death of Wolverine, number 4. The issue in which he dies. And there was some talk at Store del Comico yesterday. Some people were disappointed with the ending. I thought it was fine. It's a great little way of, let's just say, preserving the character. And we can always assume that it's something we can work with to bring him in. It's a pain. He's in kind of an untouchable situation, but there are ways around all of that, and he could just be well preserved under there until we need him again. The Silver Surfer may sue him, but what are you going to do? The only downside to this is I love Charles Soule. I love Charles Soule. This was not the best Charles Soule story ever done, and it breaks my heart that this is, Marvel just gave him an exclusive contract. We're losing him on some of the best books DC's ever done, and we're losing him for, if this is what we lost him for, I would rather have him. Well, I mean, good luck for him, because getting that exclusive contract is bonuses and perks, and if it's got to be done, it's got to be done. But it seems like locking him into a place where he's not gonna shine like he has been upsets me. Although I really do like Inhuman, so I'll pretend that's why they signed him. Speaking of him, Death of Wolverine, the Logan Legacy, Canada. Somebody's collecting people with Wolverine-esque powers, and Mystique's a bitch, and that's really my review for this. It was good, not great, and The art by Oliver Nome, made me think of that 90s era when Marvel books were like a little weirder and had that black strip across the top and a big circle in the corner, and were all printed on kind of funny paper. That's exactly what this made me think of. That era post bankruptcy when Marvel was just kind of there. Turok, number 8, Dinosaur Hunter. He's really more of a people hunter. He hunts with dinosaurs, but doesn't so much hunt dinosaurs. But this book is so good. It's got this little manga style, a lot of tactics, and a great payoff to the current arc. And he gets to pull a banner and kind of go hitchhiking off into the distance. But it's so good. Greg Pak was writing the hell out of this, and Takeshi Miyazawa pretty much explains why it looks so manga. But it's really good. It's really, really good. The art is beautiful and just works really well. Yeah. Fantastic Four, number 11, is a comic book that's going to end. And at this point, it's going to be pretty much a mercy killing. Makes me think maybe Marvel's brilliant. And they're not just ending the book before that movie that they don't want to come out and they want the rights to revert to them to make the movies. They're actually making so that they're, even amongst comic fans, there is nothing about the Fantastic Four
redeemable
to like. I'll go sit. No,
nope.
I have a bad taste in my mouth and a collar on my neck. I'm Malice. It's cut out a 4 boob window. Uncanny X-Men. Look, he didn't zap the boy. Either he has great control or his powers are fucked. Could go either way. In continuing with the last will and testament of Professor Xavier, a whole shit ton of X-Men from both sides of the schism playing field come together to face the most powerful mutant ever. It doesn't go as planned, and then oddly enough, Cyclops' original plan that no one went with works out much better when Cyclops shows up and goes, "Look, can we talk? Can I just get you like coffee or some shit? I think you've been pretty much screwed so far, and I can relate to that. So you want to go do something?" He's like, "Yeah, sure." And like Shield's like, "What the hell?" New Guardians, number 35. This is all part of Godhead. The New Gods are arrogant pricks, and they don't like that the Lanterns have been messing with the emotional spectrum, and more specifically, that Kyle passed the Source Wall and came back, and now is part of the life equation, which is the opposite of the anti-life equation. So, he's like the cure to Darkseid.
So he is all things life.
Pretty much. Changed it. And the New Guardians, part of the New Guardians, they're starting to show their true colors, which is basic blue, but also is manipulative, holier than thou, superiority complex, secretive dickheads, like the other Guardians. So I guess eventually they can all shave their heads and put on robes and just resume being in charge of the court, because little shits. Batman Superman number 15 concludes Greg Pak's story in which a couple of demons mess with I think it's Lord Titanus, I believe. Yep, Lord Titanus, and I forget the little Chaos Bringer have stripped Bruce and Superman of their memories. Without Superman's, you get to see that two things that I don't know which is more heartbreaking. The fact that without Superman's human upbringing and memories of Ma and Pa Kent, he just becomes this distant alien overlord. But Bruce, without his memories, becomes a happy guy who thinks Lois Lane is cute and wants to do the right thing, but doesn't have he doesn't have the edge because his singular purpose isn't there. And in the end, he sacrifices his own happiness because he knows the only way to be the best Batman he can be is to get those memories back. And he gets them, and then he gives Clark his memories back. And they're both kind of broken afterwards because Bruce knows he could have been happy, but that happiness is never going to be his thing. And Clark is now faced with the realization that underneath it all, he just is. He could very well have been a typical arrogant alien despot, and it's that's what he needs. He needs his humanity to not be a tragedy, and and Bruce needs his tragedy at the cost of his humanity. So it's rough. Nice little juxtaposition. Supergirl number 35, at the mercy of the Red Hood. Not really. They kind of, team up against some stuff. And she's got her new, I guess, will be boyfriend, and she meets his family, and they're kind of happy with, even with her super ability to attract trouble. Trouble. I knew you were trouble when you flew in. They're still cool with her, so she needs a supporting cast that kind of sticks around for a while, so that's good. Earth 2 World's End. I love Earth 2. I love Earth 2 World's End within reason because it's getting off to a slow start. I love everybody in it. I love what's going on. It's just not going at quite the clip I wanted to yet. Axis. They're clever. And that's the best part of the book. There's a lot of fizzly mediocrity. But, oddly enough, the tie-ins are really good. Loki, Agent of Asgard. Loki is picking up from last issue, is kind of gotten himself in over his head with Doom. But while they're there, the mind wave of hate put out by Red Onslaught wipes over them. Only Loki's sword of truth is able to save them with a little help from Veritas and Valeria. So, Verity Willis and Valeria Richards, they kind of have to help everybody save the day. Interesting moment is Doom is dealing with the truth, which is worse for him than all the hate. The hate he recognizes instantly. Goes, this isn't like me. This is far too petty for Doom. I don't hate this indiscriminately. I am better than this. But then when he's faced with, so he's able to best the lie of hate. But when he's hit with the truth, he goes nuts. And he's like, this is not, we don't know what he sees. But he's like, this isn't it. This is not my truth. This is the truth, but it's not my truth. My truth is better. And he's like, I won't face this. I won't. So I guess he realizes what a shit he is. And he doesn't like it. And then Magneto shows up and goes, hey, I'm going to go kick Red Onslaught's ass. You in? And we get the answer, appropriately enough, in Magneto, number 11, by the great Cullen Bunn. It's so good. Magneto kind of goes around recruiting, and he's still pumping himself full of mutant growth hormone, so that now he's back at master magnetism levels. He's just breaking all of his own internal codes. He gets together an interesting little group of Sabretooth, Jack-o'-lantern, Hobgoblin, Absorbing Man, Mystique, Deadpool, Doctor Doom, and Loki. Oh, and the Enchantress. So, and Carnage. I'd actually read that book. You make that a team, I'll read that. That's cool. But they're going to go... He gets his Brad Pitt on because he's like, I'm gonna kill me some Nazis. Something for every Nazi scalp, and I'll want my scalps. You owe me 12 Nazi scalps, and I want my scalp. As he's ready to go take on some Nazis. Also from Cullen Bunn. Unlikely, strange bedfellows. Literally, because somebody gets out of bed with someone who then gets possessed by the death god itself. And even though he's a Pinkerton, he ends up having to team up. So the Knights of Solomon and the Pinkertons have to kind of team up, and with the Sword of Abraham, and work together against a greater evil. But also, so they're not exactly thrilled with the idea, but also things are not well for the possessed in this one. I've told you before, the Six Gun is like one of the greatest things. They're like 7 trades right now. I need to find another convention with Cullen Bunn at it, because I have the first 6 trades signed, and now there's a 7th one and it's not signed. And Rick just gave me the Sinestro cover, the Sinestro promo poster from this store. So now I've got a big Cullen Bunn poster to get signed. I gotta find that boy. But just read it, because it's just that good. Spider-Man 2099 is so good. Because, well, they don't list it on the cover because they're fools. This issue, Rick Leonardi does the artwork, which means it's Peter David and Rick Leonardi on Spider-Man 29. It's on Spider-Man 2099. Peter David and Rick Leonardi created Spider-Man 2099. This is what Spider-Man 2099 is supposed to be like. Yay! It's like, yay, a return to greatness. And we get to watch Spider-Man 2099 die. What? But it's not our Spider-Man 2099. It's another Spider-Man 2099 that I was actually sad to see go, because while they keep throwing all these alternate Spideys out of us, there's not a lot that have resonated with me. This one was pretty cool. I was like, oh. And we know Spider-Gwen's getting her own book, apparently also actually called Spider-Gwen. But other than her, most of these alternates have not resonated with me, unless they're just alternates that we already knew. This one was so well done. Probably for 2 reasons. Peter David and Rick Leonardi. Duh. The new Hulk book, I don't like it. He's intelligent, he's a dick, he's still fighting. Banner's trying to get back out, but he's undoing all the Hulks. And as much as I'm sure it'll be simple enough to put them all back, I liked A-Bomb. I liked Scar. I don't like seeing them depowered. Looks like next time he's going after Betty Ross, the Red She-Hulk.
Why?
That's his thing, is he's unpowering all of them with a cure that won't work on him. So soon he'll be the only... He even gives a lecture to Hulkling, because Hulkling's like not actually
Hulk.
a Hulk. But he says to him, he's like, okay, so you're good with the power set you have. You're not going to go experimenting with,
Gamma.
with Gamma. And he's like, no, it's a good boy. And he like takes off to go find Scar. And then there's a couple of great moments, because what does make me wish I liked this better is Mark Bagley's art, because Mark Bagley's art is gorgeous and he's doing great stuff on here. But the story just does nothing. I don't like all this disassembled crap that
There's too much of it.
It's like the whole thing right now. So let's just tear everything down, and it's like, no. I get that they need adversity. I understand. I teach literature. I get that you need some adversity for your story, but
Wasn't that the
sometimes
whole thing in Marvel now?
yeah. Sometimes it seems too like you've gone too far out of your way for forced, stilted adversity, and it doesn't really flow the way I want it to. Teen Titans number 3 is really okay. I like the book. Not in love with the book. I like it very much, very, very, very much
Comparatively to the
more
old?
than the previous run of Teen Titans. I think really at this point, look, Beast Boy's green again. That's a start. The characters, storylines are much less convoluted and unnecessary and pointless. There's actually stuff happening, so I'm liking it. We can fix Raven's costume. Don't even have to go back to the other one. Just make it not ridiculous.
Lose the mask.
Yeah, really. Everything else can stay, even though it's not great. But just get rid of that mask. That's all I ask. And this could be, and then it's a slow build. This stuff happening. It's good. It's just not great yet. But I'm not losing faith. Daredevil is so good. It's so great. Daredevil number 9 is still fighting the Purple Children. The Purple Man has spawned a bunch of kids because he wanted to be loved by people that were immune to his power. But it turns out they're too immune to his power, and together they just broadcast that pure, intensified, childlike emotion on everybody. So it's chaos. And Daredevil's caught in the middle of it. And Foggy's disguises so that people won't know that he's Foggy since he faked his own death. Brilliant. Avengers number 14. My boys are in it, so I'm happy. They're not in it enough to kind of... So this is Avengers World number 14. They're not in it enough to have justified my diving in and deciding to read this, but they're in it and they have some great moments. The Avengers Next from that, or Next Avenger, whatever, the animated movie with like the kids of the Avengers, they've been introduced in here. I like them. They've decided they're staying. They're pulling like their version of a reverse version of the old new X-Men, where the X-Men of the past are now in the present. So now we got Avengers from the future are now in the present. It's kind of interesting to me. A little juxtaposition over there. But that's the most interesting part. Whatever's going on with this, there's 7 months till the Avengers is not really doing much for me. But the story was good. Had some great moments, but not enough to make the whole story great. Spider-Verse, Gerard Ways, everybody, I loved Umbrella Academy. This was okay. Best part of this was towards the end when Spider-Ham shows up. Doctor Who, number 1. No frills, no scarf, no messing, just 100% Rebel Time Lord.
I'm surprised you read that.
I read Doctor Who every now and then and see what's going on. It was good. I like the new Doctor. In fact, this was actually a little... I like the new Doctor, and I've seen the new seasons, or I've seen part of the new series, and I thought some of it was a bit silly. This was less so. I think I like the aspects of this that are of the show, but I think I like the tone of this a little better than the show at the moment. So, if you're a Doctor Who fan, I'm sure you have to hate me now or something, but
Meh.
I'm good with that. People hate me. I'm a teacher. People hate me all the time. I'm also annoying. People hate me all the time. So, bring it into it. Peace.